So up at the top of your notebook paper, you would have written down something like worksheet 166, and then you got your name probably over there in the corner somewhere. And so now all the stuff we do is going to happen on this paper. And then the only thing that we're going to do to um, interact with the other paper, like I said, is just fill in the awesome joke or the maybe not so awesome joke. So we're still doing the four-step process, and that's not going to change at any point. So just get used to it. In problem number one, what makes sense as good variables to use? Say again. And what does V stand for? Oh, B, yeah, like big, and S for small. Sure, I'm down. And you learned that. Thank you. I'm proud of you because yesterday in the notes, I kind of told you that if all someone gives you is just, hey, I got two numbers, then just, yeah, it's a good habit. Call them large guy and small guy or big guy and small guy or something like that. You'll see like that's not going to be a problem in number two. They're already named for us. They're called the second number and the first number. But if they're just out there, yeah. Do you mind if I use L? I hate B's because capital B's feel weird and little B's tend to look like sixes. Would you be okay? You won't. Okay. So I'm going to start right out by just but by saying let's let L equal the larger number, right? And this is problem one. And then I'm going to say let's let S equal the smaller number. I tell you, I don't think I've ever seen an instance of a problem like this where and you'll do the problem and then at the end you go, holy smokes, turns out they're the same. It just doesn't happen. So if it did, we'd still be okay for the record. All right. So step one is done. Do you have any questions about that? Step two is where we write our system of equations. And this next couple weeks is all about step two. That was easy. Step three should be easy. It's just the math you did in the last little chapter, solving systems. Step two is the killer. Can I read an English sentence and make a math sentence? That's the goal. So the first sentence that we see on your paper says the sum of two numbers is 90. If you were here yesterday, you know what that means. That's an equation right there. Done. What is it? Thanks, dude. So the sum of two numbers looks like this 100% of the time, just FYI. Okay. And if it says that the sum is 90, then I just set it equal to 90. Thanks again. Now, the second equation involves a different word. Didn't mean that to, sorry, that was bad. What does the word difference mean? It does. And it has to go in this order, right? L minus S equals 18. And I do believe it's been 24 hours, but I think it was Willow that dropped that huge knowledge bomb on us yesterday that you can't do the subtraction one backwards, right? Because it wouldn't equal a positive if you did small guy minus large guy. Yeah. Step two's done. It's this step that gets progressively harder and harder and harder over the next like 8 or 9 school days is like we're just barely kind of getting started here. And being able to read English and convert it to Mathlish thing is hard. And it gets harder. But step two's done. And now it's time for step three. And step three is where you look at the system that you just created and just ask yourself, what makes sense? What would be better for this substitution or elimination? 100% elimination. If you wanted to use substitution, I'll support you, but I'm not going down that road. I'll say safe trip, safe journey. I might give you a granola bar or something, but I'm not going there. I don't want to teach you to use methods that aren't appropriate for situations. In this situation, holy buckets, man. Why is she so perfect for elimination? Because the S's are already ready to go. I mean, look at this. If we perform elimination on this right now, we don't even have to do any prep work. The S's just die. Boom. How many L's do we get heading down here? We get two. And what's 90 plus 18? 108. And then we divide both sides by 2. What's L? Good. I got this question today, and you know how I am. You guys know me by now. And usually the question is, do I have to show work? And my answer is, well, of course you have to show work. Listen, I'm reasonable about this. I don't think you need to show work on what we're about to do. You just have to just agree that this is pretty much common sense, right? If I have two numbers, I mean, think of it like this. So here's my front left pocket, and here's my front right pocket. And all I tell you is that between them, I have $90, right? I got $90, some in this pocket, some in this pocket. And then I unearth to you that, oh, by the way, BT dubs, I have $54 in this pocket. Does it take an engineering or a college math degree to figure out how much money's in the other pocket? No, you just go, well, I think it's just 36. So you'll have my full support in stupid cases like this if you just want to do some quick mental math. I'm pretty sticklery about showing me your work, but that's just not even one worth fighting about. That's super easy. So step 4 is to answer the question, write a sentence. Sometimes our sentences are going to be longer than other times, but in this case, our sentence is quick, and it's something like the numbers are 54 and 36. Everything that we just did and that we all wrote down, that's all on notebook paper. Now we go back to the worksheet. And so on the worksheet, we go back and we say, okay, let's see how this little stupid thing works. And so I see that my answers are right here. Everybody agree? And so the code is simply this. Since I got these answers and they go with the letters S, O, and T, I go to the bottom of the worksheet in the boxes that are all set aside for problem 1. 1, 1, 1, S, O, T. And that's how the maybe awesome, maybe not dad joke will come to exist, is just following that code. Okay. I don't want to be all up in your business all hour, but I also want to make sure that I can support you in that if you have questions if going over problems is how I support you all day, then that's what we do. If giving you some room and letting you work is how I support you, then that's what we do. So I know that second hour we went over 1, 2, maybe 4, maybe 5. I don't remember, but yeah. Number what? Yeah. Are you eating carrots or something? Okay. At first I thought it was like a Cheeto. Number 2. Yeah, you bet. So I tried to model yesterday's lecture after this assignment. So when I was writing yesterday's lecture, I wrote it by staring at this assignment. And I was thinking, what can I say to these students to make them feel like the notes that they took are in line with the assignment that I'm asking them to do? So this problem will feel similar to probably what we did as our second problem in our notes yesterday. So for number 2, what's a good variable declaration for us? I would use F and S. And again, the reason I'm saying that is because I'm going to take what I'm given. I don't know why anybody wouldn't. So let F equal the first number. And let S equal the second number. It takes like 10 seconds. It's annoying as all get out, but like it doesn't take very long. And on every quiz I ever give, it'll be worth 2 points. So 1 for the first and 1 for the second. It's worth it, worth your time. All right, on to step 2. This equation is a little bit more complex. I don't think it's terrible, but it's got a little bit more bite maybe than its predecessor. So we heard me talk about this during the lecture yesterday a lot. I'm into chunk reading. I mean, I'm not into it. I'm into trying to get you guys to buy into it. And the idea is that I want you not to read the whole thing. I want you to read that. And I am not lazy with my pen. I didn't go, oops, I meant to go under the four. I stopped there because I wanted to stop there. How do I write down the second of two numbers is? That's it. Done. It says this. The second of two numbers is done. The second of two numbers is not four, right? There's more. That's why I stopped my underlining where I did, is because I want to make sure we're clear that that four is part of something else. And so the next chunk that I want us to read together is four more than. And what does that mean? Blank plus four. You're the man over there. Good job. You guys are doing awesome. So when it says four more than, it means to say, okay, like that. And what remains to be seen is, what am I four more than? I don't know. Let's find out. And then that's when we keep going with our chunk reading. And it says we're four more than the first. And how do you fill in the first with an F? The thing about declaring variables is you essentially create a cast of characters. And then for the whole rest of the problem, every time you see a certain thing, you can replace it with that character. So when it says four more than the first, done. All right, let's head on to the second sentence. And the second sentence, I believe, if I recall correctly, is the old familiar. No need to chunk read this little son of a gun. The sum of the numbers is 56. What does that mean? What equals 56? Don't say S and F. F plus S or S plus F. The sum of the numbers is 56. Whenever you see that one, you just got to grab it and say, thanks, dude. Step two is a booger. And then comes step three, where we look at it and say, boy, I wonder what method we ought to use here. Um, and just like I tried to create in the notes, you're going to see this a lot. What method? We should, 100%. And even if you don't know, bless you, even if you don't know that this is called the substitution method, honestly, at this point, if you just know what the process is, that's more important than knowing what it's called. Could I do this another way? Sure. Could I get rid of this box and pull this F over to the left and make it look like, yes, of course, go ahead. But if someone gives me a box, I'm going to take it. So I'm going to go this, and where am I going to put it? Right there. And you may not use this equation again. Once you use it, it's spent.
Plus 4 plus F equals 56.
Yes. And so I did this one in red just so you can see that this one right here is the artist formerly known as S, right? That's really where the heart and soul of substitution comes in, is one guy goes out and the other guy comes in. Yeah, always time to combine some like terms. What do we get? Yeah. And it happened earlier. It happens all the time. I had a really good student actually, second hour, who I stood right over his paper and then watched him change a 60 into a 52. So no one's above this. It happens, but you got to really fight the urge to see there's a 4 and a 56. I'm going to make him 60. All right. And so even the best of us make those rookie mistakes from time to time, but 26. So if you're someone who would be prone to putting 60, like I just talked about, then your safety is to keep doing this. It gets old, but if it helps you, then you just keep going. You keep doing it in algebra too. Like you just go, 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 show your work forever. So F, if we divide both sides by 2, equals 26. Sweet. Now, if I were to read the problem and it said, what's the first number? Then I could go, I'm done. But it doesn't. It says find the numbers. And so the implication is keep going, like finish the job. So where could I go to find S? If you tried to convince me that I should put it in the box, you would win. You would win me over. If you tried to convince me that, like, hey, I don't need no stinking box, I can just use common sense, you would win me over. This again is such a simple situation that there's just really no need to make a big deal out of it. It goes back to my analogy about my pockets. If I have $56 in my two pockets, 56 bucks, and I just revealed to you that there's 26 in one of them, what's in the other one? 30 bucks. But again, if you like making everything a math problem, then you can plug it back into the box and math it all out. That's all. Whatever. Step 4, write a sentence. And again, this is a very simple sentence. The numbers are 26 and 30. Good. So we go back to the worksheet. And again, we look for our answers. And so I see 26 and 30 are hats. They're way down here. Okay. And they're associated with the letters HAT. So I am going to go down to problem 222, since that's what we just did, and put in the letters HAT. And you can already see it starting to spell things out. Yeah, Jay Kirk. Sure. So any questions on 1 or 2? Okay. A request has been made that we go over number 6. And 6 is a significant jump in difficulty. But what you have to decide here, like today or yesterday, is like, do I trust this guy? Like, am I willing just to do this stupid English teacher chunk reading nonsense? And you'll see in a problem like this that the chunk reading is pretty critical. At least I think it is. So for question number 6, what would be some good variables for us to use on question number 6? Yeah. Why you wouldn't, I don't know. So let's let L equal the larger number. And then let's let S equal the smaller number. Never timed myself doing that, but I can't imagine it's more than 10 seconds. Um, oh boy. Yeah. So this is a big step up from like problem 1. Problem 1 was like this guy plus this guy minus this guy, whatever. Hey, oh boy. So we're going to chunk read. And the first words that you see are there. And someone helped me out with this earlier, but I just want to make sure everyone's on board. Those 6 words can be replaced with 2 very easy mathematical symbols. What are they? L equals. That's all there is to it. And if you keep going, I don't want to hear it. I just want chunks. So it says the larger number is, and this is what it looks like. The larger number is.
Mhm.
So if we continue chunk reading after the red box, again, we just want a little tidbit. Okay. We want to just read a little tiny bit. And all we want to see is that it says 8 more than. And if you read any further than that, I'm not interested. Okay. Sorry if that sounds rude, but try to teach this to 24 people at once. Let's improve our odds. What does 8 more than mean?
3 times plus 7 plus 8.
That's what we would do. Nice job there, TJ. So whenever it says 8 more than, do exactly what he said. I'm going to leave a blank and I'm going to put plus 8.
Yes.
Are we ready for the next chunk? And the next chunk could say anything, and I don't know. I'm kind of waiting here with bated breath, but now I'm going to go back and look and it says 4 times the smaller number. What does that mean in math class? How do you how do you do 4 times the smaller number? Nice. Just like that. We know in math that times is just when we stick things together, right? So there's one equation down, and now we have to write another one. And the next one is, I think, maybe the harder one. I don't know. Uh, if the larger number is, now normally we would stop here and is would mean equals, but surprise, is sometimes has to be taken with a grain of salt and say, wait a second, you're not just is something, your is increased by. So I'm going to continue my underlining to go this far. And again, I maintain all 6 of those words can be replaced with 2 mathematical symbols. What does it mean for the larger number to be increased by? It means plus. That's what it looks like when we increase the larger number by something. And then I chunk on and I say, what am I increasing you by? Well, I'm going to increase you by 4 times the smaller. I heard someone, I think, whisper it to me. What is it? That's what it is. So if the larger is increased by 4 times the smaller, the result is 40. What does that mean? Nice. Correct. So before we go steamrolling into step 3, let's make sure, is everyone good on step 2? Chunk reading is harder for some people than others. So, and yes, Tyler, I agree. This is definitely a good one to do substitution because it's already got L equals. So like, why not? So, by the way, if you did pull the 4S over, it would be pretty super sweet for elimination as well. But I'm just going to grab the box because it's here. So let's box this up. And where are we going to put that? Right there. Correct.
8 plus.
So I've left a blank here where L used to be. And in his stead, I'm going to put his alter ego, which is 4S plus 8. Once you declare that L has a second name, then you can just have fun and dive around, and wherever you see him, you can pull out the old name and put in the new name. Everybody okay to hear? Yeah, and then it's just time to do what you've done before, right?
32.
I agree. After that, that's an 8, by the way. Sorry about that.
Divided by 8.
And we get S equals, correct. So again, it's always worth reading the problem just to make sure. When I write your test questions, I will often not write just find the numbers. I'll say things like, what's the smaller number? Or what's 3 times the bigger number? Or just random stuff. So just be prepared for that. Okay. But in this case, it does again just say find the numbers. And so I've got to go back now, knowing that S is 4. Cool. I need to take that 4 and I need to go plug it back in to the box. That's what I would do as the box. So put it right in there. And if it's 4, then this is 4 times 4 plus 8. What's 4 times 4? And what's 16 plus 8? 16 plus 8 is 24. So we can say that the larger number is 24. Third verse, same as the first. So we're back to the worksheet. Then we're going to look for the answers 4 and 24. And so they are somewhere, I presume. They are next to law. So we're up here now is where we see the answers we just got. And what problem did we just do? Number 6. So in the boxes at the bottom that say problem 666, sorry, that sounded kind of devilish. We're going to put the letters law, LAW. So that's the gist. Yes, ma'am?
Do you think 7, like just hypothetically, not like under any math circumstances, do you think that 7 would be YER because in 7 there's 500? Well, actually, never mind. It's not accurate. Well, technically, would it be in 7, like as lawyer?
I mean, if you want to reason your way through the puzzle, like maybe. I feel like the only answers that would make sense. I mean, not that I want you to go down this road, but to me, it's either got to be NOR or YER, right? That's the spirit. Yeah, and that's what I don't, and I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't want us like just thinking of this as a worksheet that we have to get done. I just want us doing everything on separate paper. This is an afterthought, right? But those are the only two answers that would make sense. Just because it says how many calories are in each. So we know we're looking for two answers, and those are the only ones that probably make sense. Right. So,
Okay, back to yeah. Can I say something one more thing? Back to my my conclusus because it's too.
listen, I'm recording, and I don't know if the recording just picked that up, but you did just invent a word. So, can I say it on the recording? Can I say that?
Yeah.
Conclusus?
A conclusion and a thesis.
That
Conclusus.
was pretty dope.
I do it all the time.
I love it. A hybrid.
Oh.
You know?
What?
You take something that's like a taco and you cover it in chocolate and you got a choco taco, right? You've had a choco taco? A choco taco.
Ice cream.
I'm so sorry. I derailed you here because you said conclusus and you just exploded my brain. What was your question? What was your question?
Well, it was a thesis, but since it's two answers and it's a but, like I don't know if it's above 500, but it means that I don't have to speak ROQ or YER. So cool. So sorry, I just had to say that. You could go back to.
It couldn't be ROQ. Are you still on the pie and ice cream problem, by the way?
Yeah, 7 because.
Yeah, it literally cannot be ROQ because it says in the problem that they add to 500 calories. So.
I meant NOR.
Right. So we agree on that point.
That's literally what it does.
You're fine. So we know it's one of those. And if we want to find out, we'll just go do it on separate paper and that'll be that. You don't have to be sorry. Any other questions or you guys want 10 minutes to work without me? It's up to you.
Can I see the other screen?
Yeah.
For number 6.
Sure. Let me see if I can clear a little real estate for you here. Oh, that's a lot.
Okay. Oh, I have the 4 on the other side.
I think I know the answer to this question, but I just want to verify. What did you use for variables? Yeah, I'm down with that. So let's let G equal the number of girls, and you don't have to be more specific than that. That's fine. And then let B equal number of boys. And if you wanted to be super thorough, you could say like number of girls at Sky High School, but it's okay. It's fine. It's informational enough. Uh, so I need an equation, and so you have the number of girls at Sky High School is 60 greater than the number of boys. Love that equation. And it also says that there are 1,250 students. Correct. So number of girls plus number of boys is 1,250. So your equations are great. Do you still want some help? Sure. Okay. Listen, hate to be so repetitive, but I think we should use substitution again. Are you okay with that? So we're going to box this up. And where are we going to put it? In place of the G, right? So there's going to be like a place where G used to be plus B equals 1250. You still with me, JJ? Okay. And then in that blank, we're going to put what G used to say. I don't know if I said that right. I would question why they would write this problem like this with B's and sixes all over the place. It's almost like they were trying to cause stress between students and teachers, but we're doing okay. So are we good to hear? And I'm sorry. Did you just say 2B equals 19? 1900? Listen, before anyone really makes fun of you, yeah, you might want to recheck that calc. Okay, here we go again. Get the best of me. Yeah, have you fixed this dumpster fire of a calculation? Okay, good. What did you come up with this time? Did you just say 1900 again? Okay, good. That makes more sense that like those, oh, that's God, that's even worse. Oh, like, holy, what's happening right now? Have you been? This really isn't how I, no.
That. 1, 1. Oh my God. 1, 0. 11, 10. Sound.
I know what it is, G, just for the record.
Yeah, that.
Yep, and then when we divide by 2, I can't wait to hear what you come up with for this. I'm ready. So we just learned that there are 595 boys at Sky High School, which is pretty cool, but it doesn't say that. It says how many girls are there. So unfortunately, the one we found first is not the one that we actually want. So we have to go now to G equals, and to figure that out, we're going to go down. We're going to put it up in here. I would. Anyways, so if you put 595 in there, you just go 595 plus 60. And again, I'm waiting to hear what you say for this because 655. So we can say that G equals 655. And then to answer the question, we would say there are 655 girls at Sky High School. I am moving on tomorrow, so I would ask that you try to get all 8 of these done. I get that not everybody will. So I'm just asking that of you. I'm more telling you that because when I move on tomorrow, I don't want you to feel like you're getting sneak attacked. Like my assumption will be that tomorrow you'll be ready to say, "Hey, I'm done. Maybe I have a couple questions, but I'm ready to talk about this." So,